Yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Sunday, happy spring. I don't often come on here and share little videos, but when I do, it's because I'm really inspired and something connected for me and was an epiphany, and I feel like sharing that. And I think that's a cool part of this platform. And if someone else was inspired to share something, that I would be grateful that I got to see the video. So this is what that's about. It's about the liver and dancing at the club. So here's the connection. I was taking a workshop this weekend with one of my dear mentors, Daria, and she's based out of New York City. And it's about the spring energy, about the wood element coming out of the earth and into visibility. Also working with anger, frustration, the capacity to turn dreams, formless, immaterial, into material reality, into action. And so inside of this study and practice we were doing this weekend, we were talking about the daily cycle of the liver. And so between 1 and 3 in the morning, more or less, is when our liver is detoxifying. It's when the liver is cleaning itself. And it's cleaning itself, it's cleaning the blood specifically, and the chi, the life force, rides on the blood in our body, so that when it enters our heart doesn't have to work so hard. It can distribute that blood and distribute that chi, that life force energy, more easily and with more potency, because that liver, our liver, has cleaned the blood beforehand. So between 1 and 3, more or less, is when this happens. Now, another layer to this is when we are dreaming. That is often our deepest dream state, between 1 and 3 in the morning. And if we are having vivid dreams, which I was having last week, it is a sign of a liver detoxifying, that there's toxins in the liver. And so those vivid dreams are a sign that the hun, H-U-N, the spirits of the liver are very active. And so the activity of those spirits in the liver are creating those vivid dreams. So anything we can do to detoxify the liver will actually help those spirits calm, and we won't have such vivid dreams. Another layer to this, so we have the liver, we have the nighttime. The spirits in the liver create vivid dreams, and those dreams go up. They relate to like the celestial energy. The lungs is metal energy, goes down. The spring, the wood energy goes up. And part of our work is to balance. When we die, the po, the spirits of the lungs, wow, we're going deep now. They go down to the earth. The hun, the spirits of the liver, go up, and we separate body and spirit. This is the perspective of the Taoist cosmology, so if that resonates with you, awesome. Anyway, the whole point of that is that the spirits of the liver have this quality of rising and dancing and manifesting up and out. Switch gears. I took a workshop with one of the pioneers of house dance out of New York City named Brooklyn Terry, and he said in one of the workshops that nothing good in the club happens before 1 a.m. I think his exact quote was like, nothing good in hip-hop ever happened before 1 a.m. And then he also said, the club doesn't really get going until 1 a.m. And it's like a funny tongue-in-cheek saying that you could just brush aside, but there's a lot of truth in that, and anyone who's been in a club enough times knows that something happens at that 1 o'clock hour, like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, something shifts. And I put that together, the thing that's shifting is that normally we should be asleep, we are normally asleep from 1 to 3. And in that moment, the spirits of the liver would be dancing, would be in full revelry, whatever that word is. They would be out and about while we're immobilized, sleeping. But if we are actually at the club, if we're actually dancing, we are the spirits. We are embodying that energy of the hun, of the liver. And so there's a phrase in house culture called catching the ghost, is when you stop thinking about your movements and you stop thinking of yourself even as a body, or even as Elia, and you get behind that place into this true flow state, and you become the ghost, the spirit, alive in that moment. And so that's the connection, that at 1 a.m, if we're sleeping, our spirits are active in our dream state. And if we're at the club and we're dancing and we're in a place that we feel like the music's good and we're in a cipher, a group of people who are also sharing in that spirit, that 1 to 3 energy is when the spirit comes out of us. And it's not something you can force at 8 p.m. It's not something you can make happen early. You can't force the liver to detoxify at 3 in the afternoon. There's certain cycles and rhythms to these processes. And anyway, I just thought that was so cool. Taoism, house culture, New York City, liver, wood, spring, fall, everything is just layered on top of each other. And when we take the time to dig into each of these and to differentiate the layers without separating them, to me is this infinitely rich experience of life and dance and the body and the form and the formlessness and the materiality and the immateriality of the spirit. So if you made it this far, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for letting me share my passion about all these things. So have a lovely Sunday. Happy spring.